Somewhere beneath the sunlit surface of the ocean, past the coral reefs, past the twilight zones where light barely reaches, and down into the crushing blackness of the deep, there is a world most humans will never see. A world where the rules of life are completely different, where size means survival, where the tiniest creature can be the most deadly, and where monsters real enough to haunt your nightmares cruise silently through water so cold it would kill you in minutes. Today, we're going on a journey through two extremes of ocean life. 5 of the largest, most terrifying deep-sea predators ever documented by science. Creatures so massive, so powerful, and so perfectly engineered for killing that they make the great white shark look like a goldfish. And then we flip the lens entirely. 5 microscopic organisms, so small you could fit millions of them inside a single drop of water, yet so critical, so bizarre, and sometimes so deadly that without them, all life on Earth would collapse within decades. This is the ocean in its full, brutal, beautiful reality. Giants and ghosts, predators and phantoms, the visible and the invisible. And I promise you, by the end of this video, you will never look at the ocean the same way again. Let's start with the giants.
Coming in at number 5, we have the colossal squid, Mesonicoteuthis hamiltoni. And let's be very clear, this is not the giant squid you've heard about. This is the giant squid's bigger, more terrifying cousin. The colossal squid is the largest invertebrate on the planet by mass, reaching lengths of up to 14 meters. That's about 46 feet, and weighing as much as 750 kilograms, nearly 1,700 pounds. It lives in the deep Antarctic waters surrounding the Southern Ocean, specifically in the frigid waters around Antarctica and the southern tips of South America and South Africa, at depths ranging from 1,000 to 2,200 meters below the surface. Scientists first identified it as a species in 1925, but an intact adult specimen wasn't captured until 2007, when a New Zealand fishing vessel accidentally hauled one up near the Ross Sea in Antarctica. What makes this animal genuinely horrifying is not just its size, but its weapons. Its tentacles are lined with sharp, swiveling hooks, not soft suckers like the giant squid, actual rotating hooks made of chitin capable of locking into flesh and shredding it as the prey struggles. Its eyes are the largest of any living animal on Earth, measuring up to 27 centimeters in diameter, about the size of a dinner plate, designed to detect the faint bioluminescent glow of prey in absolute darkness. It hunts deep-sea fish like the Patagonian toothfish and is itself hunted by only one thing on Earth, the sperm whale.
Number 4 is the sperm whale, Physeter macrocephalus, the largest toothed predator in the history of life on this planet. Males can reach lengths of up to 20 meters, roughly 67 feet, and weigh as much as 57,000 kilograms, over 57 tons. These animals are found in every ocean on Earth, from the Arctic to the Antarctic, but they do their most impressive hunting in the deep ocean trenches of the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans, regularly diving to depths of 1,000 to 3,000 meters, with some confirmed dives reaching beyond 3,000 meters. They've been recorded holding their breath for up to 90 minutes. Sperm whales have existed as a species for roughly 23 million years, making them one of the most ancient large predators still alive today. They eat primarily squid, including our friend the colossal squid, consuming up to a ton of food per day. The scars from squid hooks are commonly found on their skin, evidence of violent struggles in the pitch black of the deep ocean. Their head, which makes up nearly 1/3 of their body length, contains the largest brain of any animal that has ever lived, and a massive organ called the spermaceti organ, filled with waxy oil that scientists believe helps focus their echolocation, a biological sonar system so powerful it can stun or even kill prey at close range. Every sperm whale carries within it a library of deep ocean knowledge,
passed down through complex social structures, through cliques and codas, their own form of language. Number 3 is an animal most people have never heard of, and that is a shame, because the Greenland shark, Somniosis microcephalus, might be the most extraordinary vertebrate alive on Earth today. This animal grows to lengths of 6 to 7 meters, roughly 23 feet, and weighs up to 1,000 kilograms. That alone would make it one of the largest sharks on the planet. But what makes the Greenland shark almost impossible to believe is its age. In 2016, researchers published a study in the journal Science using radiocarbon dating on eye lens tissue that forms before birth and never regenerates, and determined that the largest specimens of Greenland sharks are likely between 272 and 512 years old. The median estimate for the oldest individual studied was 392 years. This animal was born before the Pilgrims landed in America. It swims throughout the North Atlantic and Arctic Oceans, at depths ranging from shallow coastal waters all the way down to 2,200 meters. It moves at less than 1 mile per hour, the slowest swimming speed of any known shark species. Yet it has been found with the remains of polar bears, horses, and entire reindeer in its stomach. It is almost entirely blind in adulthood because a parasitic crustacean called Omatocoida elongata attaches to its eyes and slowly destroys them. The Greenland shark doesn't need to see. It detects prey through electroreception and its remarkable sense of smell, tracking carcasses across hundreds of miles of Arctic water. It is a living fossil, slow, ancient, and almost completely unknown.
Number 2 is the Pacific sleeper shark, Somniosis pacificus, a close relative of the Greenland shark and in some ways even more mysterious. Pacific sleeper sharks can grow up to 7 meters, about 23 feet, and are found throughout the North Pacific Ocean, from Japan and the Aleutian Islands of Alaska down through the deep waters off California, reaching depths of up to 2,000 meters. They were first formally described in 1944, and even today, very little is known about their population, their reproduction, or the true extent of their range. Like the Greenland shark, they are slow-moving but opportunistic, and have been found with the remains of sperm whales, giant octopus, salmon, and even other sharks in their stomachs. What makes them rank above the Greenland shark in our predator hierarchy today is their documented behavior as active, ambush-style predators in deeper Pacific waters, preying on stellar sea lions, animals that weigh up to 300 kilograms, and swallowing them near whole. They are believed to have similarly extraordinary lifespans, potentially matching or exceeding the Greenland shark's centuries-long existence. They hunt in water temperatures close to freezing, in near total darkness, and they are almost never observed alive in their natural environment.
And now, number 1, the apex, the undisputed king of the deep, the giant squid, Architeuthis dux. While the colossal squid outweighs it, the giant squid outranges it, with the longest confirmed tentacles ever recorded, reaching total body lengths of up to 13 meters for females, with some estimates of up to 18 meters when the elastic tentacles are fully extended. Found in every ocean on Earth, in deep waters between 300 and 1,000 meters, the giant squid was considered a myth, the kraken of ancient Scandinavian sailors, until the first confirmed specimens began washing ashore in the 1870s. For over a century after that, scientists had never once seen a living giant squid in its natural habitat. That changed in 2004, when Japanese researchers Tsunemi Kubodera and Kiyoshi Mori captured the first photographs of a living giant squid in the wild at a depth of 900 meters near the Ogasawara Islands. It wasn't until 2012 that the first footage of a live giant squid in the deep ocean was filmed, using red spectrum lighting, because red light is invisible in deep water, and a bioluminescent lure mimicking a jellyfish. What they filmed was breathtaking. The giant squid is an active, aggressive hunter. Its suckers are lined with sharp, toothed rings of chitin, capable of leaving perfectly circular scars on the skin of sperm whales. Its beak, at
at the center of its arms is made of the same material as insect exoskeletons, hard as industrial plastic, and can sever flesh with one bite. It has the largest eyes of any creature, except the colossal squid, measuring over 25 centimeters across. It can change color, project ink, and jet backward at remarkable speeds. It is, without question, the most legendary, most mysterious, and most iconic deep-sea predator on this planet.
Now we descend even further, not into deeper water, but into a smaller world. A world invisible to the naked eye. A world that covers every cubic centimeter of ocean water on Earth. And this world is equally extraordinary, equally dangerous, and in its own way, even more powerful than anything we just described. At number 5, we have Noctiluca scintillans, commonly called sea sparkle. This single-celled organism belongs to a group called dinoflagellates, and it measures between 200 and 2,000 micrometers, up to 2 millimeters in size, which actually makes it visible to the naked eye just barely, but it lives and functions in a fully microscopic ecosystem. It has existed for at least 250 million years, surviving the same mass extinction that killed the dinosaurs. It is found in coastal waters across the globe, from the Pacific coast of South Asia to the Atlantic coast of Europe, the Arabian Sea, the Bay of Bengal, and the Gulf of Mexico. What makes Noctiluca famous is bioluminescence. When disturbed by waves, boat hulls, swimming animals, or even the wind, it produces a flash of cold blue-green light. Massive blooms of Noctiluca are the source of the magical glowing beaches documented in the Maldives, in Jervis Bay in Australia, and along the coast of Kerala in India. A single bloom can contain billions of cells, stretching across square kilometers of ocean surface and turning entire bays into blue fire at night. But Noctiluca is not harmless. It absorbs and concentrates ammonia from the water, and when a bloom dies and decomposes, it dumps that ammonia back into the ocean, creating dead zones that suffocate fish, shrimp, and coral. In the Arabian Sea, Noctiluca blooms have expanded dramatically over the past 2 decades, threatening entire coastal fisheries that feed millions of people.
Number 4 is dinoflagellate Alexandrium catenella, a microscopic organism roughly 20 to 50 micrometers in size, smaller than the width of a human hair. It is found in cold, nutrient-rich coastal waters of the North Atlantic, North Pacific, and parts of the Southern Ocean, and has been recorded in documented scientific literature since the early 20th century. Alexandrium catenella is the primary producer of saxitoxin, the neurotoxin responsible for paralytic shellfish poisoning, one of the most dangerous biotoxins in the ocean. Saxitoxin is 1,000 times more toxic than cyanide by mass. Filter-feeding shellfish like mussels, clams, and oysters absorb Alexandrium cells during blooms, concentrating the toxin in their tissue to levels that can kill a human being who consumes them. There is no antidote. The toxin blocks sodium channels in neurons, paralyzing the respiratory muscles, and death can occur within 12 hours of consumption. Harmful Alexandrium blooms, known as red tides, close shellfish harvesting industries along coastlines for weeks or months at a time, causing tens of millions of dollars in economic damage annually. And as ocean temperatures rise, the range and frequency of these blooms is expanding into previously unaffected regions of the Arctic and subantarctic.
Number 3 is Ostriococcus tauri, and this one is a champion of a completely different kind. First discovered in a lagoon in the Gulf of Lion in France in 1994, Ostriococcus tauri holds the record as the smallest free-living eukaryote ever documented, measuring just 0.8 micrometers in diameter. To put that in perspective, you could fit approximately 60,000 of them side by side across the width of a single centimeter. It is found in every ocean on Earth, particularly in the warm, stratified surface waters of the open ocean. Despite its incomprehensible smallness, Ostriococcus tauri is a photosynthetic organism. It converts sunlight into energy, and in doing so, produces oxygen. These cells, along with billions of other microscopic phytoplankton, are collectively responsible for generating somewhere between 50 and 80% of all oxygen in Earth's atmosphere.
every other breath you take, whether you are in the Himalayas, the Sahara, or the streets of New York, came from organisms exactly like this one, floating in sunlit ocean water, performing photosynthesis in cells smaller than most bacteria. Austriococcus also has one of the most streamlined genomes in nature. With almost no non-coding DNA, it is a masterpiece of biological efficiency, doing everything required to sustain life with virtually no waste.
Number 2 is Prochlorococcus, a cyanobacterium measuring just 0.6 micrometers in diameter, making it even smaller than Austriococcus, and arguably the most important single organism on the planet for sustaining life as we know it. Discovered in 1986 by scientists Sally Chisholm and Robert Olson in the Sargasso Sea, Prochlorococcus is found throughout the tropical and subtropical open ocean, between 40 degrees north and 40 degrees south latitude, at depths from the surface down to approximately 200 meters. It is the most abundant photosynthetic organism on Earth. The total estimated population of Prochlorococcus in the world's oceans is approximately 3 octillion cells. That's a 3 followed by 27 zeros. It produces around 20% of the oxygen in Earth's atmosphere entirely on its own. It forms the base of the food chain in enormous stretches of the open ocean, feeding zooplankton, which feed fish larvae, which feed larger fish, which feed everything else. Without Prochlorococcus, the open ocean, which covers more than 60% of the Earth's surface, would be essentially barren. And yet, it was invisible to science for the entirety of human history until 40 years ago, because it is simply too small to be captured by the filters that oceanographers traditionally use to collect plankton samples.
And at number 1, the most extraordinary microscopic ocean organism in the world is the marine tardigrade, specifically Halobiotis crispae and related marine species, commonly known as the water bear of the sea. Tardigrades measure between 100 and 1,500 micrometers, about 0.1 to 1.5 millimeters, making them just barely microscopic, similar in scale to Noctiluca. They have been found in the ocean since at least the Cambrian period, over 500 million years ago, making them one of the most ancient animal lineages on Earth. Marine tardigrades are found literally everywhere in the ocean, in sediment from shallow beaches to the deepest ocean trenches, including the Mariana Trench at nearly 11,000 meters depth, in hydrothermal vent fields, in polar sea ice, and in tropical reef sands. They eat bacteria, algae, diatoms, and other microorganisms, and are themselves eaten by nematodes and small crustaceans, forming a critical link in sediment food webs. But what earns the tardigrade the number 1 position on this list is not its diet, or its range, or its age. It is its survival abilities. Tardigrades can enter a state called cryptobiosis, a form of suspended animation in which their metabolism drops to less than 0.01% of its normal rate. In this state, they can survive temperatures from minus 272 degrees Celsius, just 1 degree above absolute zero, to plus 151 degrees Celsius. They can survive exposure to hard vacuum. They can survive radiation doses hundreds of times higher than what would kill a human. In 2019, a spacecraft carrying thousands of tardigrades crash-landed on the moon, and scientists believe many of them may still be there, alive, in cryptobiosis, waiting. They have survived all 5 mass extinction events in Earth's history. They were here before the dinosaurs. They will almost certainly be here long after us. In a video about ocean giants, it feels only right that the final word belongs to one of the smallest animals on Earth, and quite possibly the